just in case. Lovely. So I hope you're all well. Feels like it's going on and on, doesn't it? Maybe it doesn't to you. But I hope coming to these classes feels like adding a little bit of structure to a structure you might already have. It's definitely giving us structure. So this is the last class of this kind, just because next week we'll go back to our normal routine of normal schedule of morning classes. I'll send out the advertising for that to remind everybody, probably on Saturday around lunchtime. But what we've been doing every day except Tuesday this week, for those, I think there's some people here maybe who haven't been coming to every session, so I'll just explain. We've been going through the 3 sequences of the Pawanmuktasana series, an ancient traditional series which is designed overall to remove energy blockages in the body. And I hope you've been enjoying them. Each one is quite different. What I thought I'd do today was take aspects of each of the 3 sequences, so we have a little taste of all 3, because they're quite distinct. And that is what we're going to do. And I can put the recording of this and the last 2 days up on the YouTube when I get a moment to do that. I hope you're managing to access the YouTube channel. Will says the best way to access it is to go YouTube and then the email Rebecca at the River Room, and then you'll get Yoga with Rebecca, because apparently there are lots of Yoga with Rebeccas on YouTube. And or he says the website, rebeccayoga.co.uk. I feel like I'm talking in stereo. Don't know what he's saying now. So yeah, and his sessions are up there as well, so do have a look if you haven't already. And we'll start with a settling and a breathing practice. So if you'd like to make yourselves comfortable, either sitting on a chair or the floor, up on a block or a cushion, taking a moment to wriggle around a little bit to release any very obvious tension so that you can sit easy. So you can sit easy. Or if you like, you could join me by bringing the tips of your thumbs and forefingers together in Chin Mudra. You have a choice of placing the backs of your hands down or the palms of your hands down on your legs. And you'd aim for having your elbows underneath your armpits, just to help the shoulders hang and release away from the ears. And then if you'd like to, close your eyes. Or look softly down to the floor in front of you. Taking these first few moments of the practice to come into your body. Coming into a sense of what your body's holding right now. A sense of what your body is holding of the day, maybe of the last few days, maybe of the whole of your life. And this isn't with a view to analysing anything or clinging onto anything, but simply to observe the full experience of inhabiting this body right now. What do you notice? Do you feel particularly heavy, maybe in the lower part of your body or maybe somewhere else? Where might you feel spacious and light? Can you simply allow your attention to wander around the body, noticing the qualities of your experience right now, the qualities of sensation? Having a check-in with the quality of your breath as part of that. As your body receives and relinquishes each breath in the steady flow of a natural breath. Maybe being particularly alert to the base of your body and the sense of the floor or the chair coming up to meet you and hold you. Maybe as you do this, you begin to feel the weight of your body descending, pouring down into the floor. And from that weight, from that descent, possibly noticing a gentle lift up through the spine, almost as if you're blowing a puff of air in between each vertebra, all the way up to the center of your skull and out through the top of your head. And having a quick check into what you notice in the space around you, eyes closed, just simply a sense of the space around you. Maybe you're practicing with somebody. Maybe you're alone. Maybe the birds are singing. Maybe your fridge is humming. And taking a brief moment to set yourself an intention for the practice, if that's what you'd like to do. And usually I've been inviting you into setting an intention by you asking yourselves what you most need from the practice, what's really brought you here, being completely honest with yourselves. Why are you on your mat right now rather than sat out in the sun or sat in front of TV, reading a book? What quality of experience are you after? What quality of being would you like to take into the rest of your day? Maybe into the rest of your life? And you can order that like ordering something from a shopping list. This will help your subconscious, and it will help every cell of your body remember why you're on the mat for the next 50 minutes or so. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes gently. And taking a little bit of a stretch if you'd like to, maybe changing the cross of your legs if you'd like to. And we're going to come to the 9-part breathing practice we've been doing every day, pretty much. So I suspect you could do this now without me teaching you. You can take your thumbs across your palms, lightly curl your fingers around the palms, take your hands down. And for the first part of this practice, closing your eyes, all we do is bring our attention to the sensation of the breath, but in a lot of detail and subtlety. The wash of air as the breath comes into your nostrils, all the way to the back of your nose, your sinus cavities, down to the back of your throat and out again. Maybe feel it at the back of your throat. And keep following this stream of air as it comes down into your heart space, down into the pit of your belly, and following it all the way out again. So at the moment, we're not trying to expand or change anything, but we're just becoming alert to one of the miracles of life. The fact that our body breathes without us even trying, if things are going well. Can you become aware of the stream of the breath as your body breathes itself? Noticing how steady it might be, how fluid it might be. But conversely, noticing maybe if there are any restrictions, any blockage in the breath. Is your diaphragm tight? Is your belly tight? Maybe with time everything softens. Maybe your whole body softens. And then releasing the forefinger of your right hand and lifting it up close to the right nostril without touching it. And taking a full breath in through both nostrils. And closing the right nostril, breathing out steady through the left nostril. Really notice the stream of the breath. And then release the right finger and breathe in through both. Close the right nostril and breathe out through the left. Last time on the right, breathing in through both. Close the right and breathe out through the left. And release your right hand down to your leg and take a normal breath in and out. Maybe noticing the difference between your two nostrils. And then extending the left forefinger and lifting it up close to the left nostril. And taking a full breath in. And closing the left nostril and breathing out steady and smooth through the right. And then breathing in through both. Closing the left and breathing out steady through the right. And then breathing through both. Closing the left and breathing out steady through the right. Allowing your left hand down to your leg. And taking a natural breath in through both nostrils and out. And now consciously taking 3 full breaths in and out through both nostrils, feeling everything. Feel the release on each exhalation and maybe a sense of evaporating as the breath fades away, breathing in and out. And taking one more full breath in. And a long breath out. Feel that evaporation, that dissolving at the end of the exhalation. And then opening your eyes and breathing in as you begin to straighten in the left elbow, pushing the left hand into the leg. And as you breathe out, coming down over the right knee, really pushing into that left leg. And then breathing in, come up to the top. Straightening the right arm, pushing into the right leg, and breathe out as you come down to the left. And then breathing in, you come to the top. Breathing out, come down to the right, pushing away with the left hand. Lovely for the hips. Breathing into the top. And breathing out, come down to the left. Last time, breathing into the top. And breathing out to the right, excuse me. And breathing into the top. And breathing out to the left. And then breathing into the top. And breathing out and feeling that exhalation dissolve away, fade away at the end. And then taking a full breath in. And on the exhale, shake your booty, shake the whole body and sigh with an open mouth. We'll take 3 more. Really go for it. All the tension of the day, any frustration and irritation, let out. 2 more, breathing in. Last one, breathing in. And then coming up, releasing your hands so your palms are facing the ceiling. Eyes closed just for a moment to absorb and to notice any effects of this practice, if any. Notice how you feel in your body. Notice the quality of a simple breath. Maybe return to your intention if that's good for your focus. And then opening your eyes. And coming to sitting with your legs extended. And we can just take our hands behind us to make this really easy. And we'll take a few, like I said, from the first Pawanmuktasana series, which is working into all of the joints, except we won't work into all of the joints. But we'll start with the ankles. Just relaxing in the legs. And then on the inhale, pulling your toes towards you and pushing your heels away. Feel the backs of your legs. And as you breathe out, point your toes, trying to reach the floor with your toes, which obviously, well, I imagine you can't do. No, I can't. And then breathing in, pull your toes towards you. And then breathing out, pointing. So remembering this is a meditation in movement. Keep going. What I love about this series is partly the simplicity and partly the repetition within the sequence itself, but doing it from day to day. How familiar are you becoming now with your joints? And with how your experience of living with your joints changes day by day, hour by hour. As you point your toes, can you feel the opening over the front of your ankles? And as you pull them towards you, can you feel the life in the back of your calf muscles? Let's take 3 more. Synchronizing the simple movement with the breath. Lovely to see you all there, everybody. Lovely. And then release. And before we move on to the next exercise, just noticing how this feels. How alive do you feel in your feet and your ankles now? And then taking your feet so they're about mat distance apart and allowing the feet to rock out to the side, and notice how this opens out the hips, maybe relax a bit in the knees. And inhale here as you try and touch the floor with your little toes. And as you exhale, slowly turn your feet inwards to see if your big toes can come to the floor. Internal rotation. And then on the inhale, synchronize the whole inhale with opening the legs out to the side. And exhale, bringing your feet all the way back in again. And continue like this, very sensitive and alert to what essentially is relating the movement of the feet with internal and external rotation in the hip sockets. And I know some of you will find a lot of freedom in your hips, and some of you will feel ever so stuck. And we just breathe and move with what we've got. A few more rounds. Very simple. From wherever you are, taking 2 more. So good for the joints, whatever age you are. And then resting there for a moment, just noticing how you feel in the hips, the ankles, the whole of the legs. And then bringing your fingers behind your right knee. And as you breathe in, bring your knee in towards you. And as you breathe out, push the heel away. Drop the legs slowly to the floor, but you don't need to even touch the floor. Breathe in, draw your knee towards you. Breathe out, push away and come down. Gently, gently feeling into the leg, the skin, the bones, the articulation, the muscles. And breathe freely. And seeing if you have a tendency to hurry and think that you want to come to the end of these exercises, or if you're able to lose yourself in every millimetre of movement, even being aware of the space you're moving in. We can reverse the direction. So you lift the legs straight and then bring the knee in towards you and push away. Lift the legs straight and then bring the knee towards you and push away. And continue for a few more rounds like this. And taking 2 more. Until you settle the right leg down, taking a moment to notice the difference between the 2 sides. Maybe a warmth in the right leg. And we'll take that to the left, so fingers behind the knee. And lifting the knee in towards you, straightening out as you push the heel away. Releasing the leg close to the floor and then continuing. It's almost like you've been given a new leg and you're just getting used to the articulation of the leg, the joints. Saying hello to it, familiarizing yourself. Breathing and feeling into the skin, the bones, the tissues. And then reversing the direction of those circles, slowly. And even noticing how doing something as simple as this can raise the temperature a bit, at least it is for me. Lovely. And then releasing the left leg down, taking a moment to feel the body. And then taking your right knee in the right hand and the foot in the left hand, if that's possible. And beginning to circle a little bit into that hip socket. So you're just circling with the knee. And this isn't about necessarily taking the biggest circles possible. We're just stirring around a little bit in that hip socket, just noticing what's going on. And then reversing those circles, a little bit of a stir around. Some of you might find you straighten the leg a little bit. Depends on you. And then let's come straight into cradling the baby, rocking the baby. So it may be that you're able to take the foot into your opposite elbow and the knee into the right elbow, and really hold your baby right into your chest. Quite an opening here, up this side of the thigh, and you can rock your baby. Or it may be that that's not available to you, and it doesn't matter, you just hold the leg, but you're aiming to bring the foreleg as parallel with your collarbones as possible. And then take a few breaths, really brightening in the chest rather than hunching over. Maybe even smile at yourself, smile at your baby. And feel into the right hip, the right iliotibial band here up the side of the thigh. Maybe your cradling is very tiny, maybe you're giving it a bit of a shake, this baby. Beautiful. And then let's gently release that leg and take those two movements to the left. So we start with a circling movement, taking the knee and the foot and drawing little circles with the knee. Remembering that in the exercise is the space, is the possibility for meditation with movement. It doesn't have to become mechanical and automatic. You could bring the curiosity of a young child to your experience now of what's going on in the left hip, left leg. You could watch the quality of your breath. And then reversing those circles. Beautiful. And then you could come to cradling your baby, your way. Either crooking into the elbows or not. Trying to make your lower leg parallel with the collarbones with the floor. Trying to brighten the chest and then taking a little bit of a rock. However gently or however exuberantly you fancy. I love doing this. A little bit more. Beautiful. One more breath in. And then breathing out, release. And take a moment to feel into both hips, both legs. And we'll move from this into a little seated twist. So if you'd like to come into Sukhasana, it's called, so it's easy seat. And this is where your shins are pretty much crossed halfway down and your feet are flexed. So this is not a pose where you're trying to take your knees to the floor at all. You're actually pressing your lower legs into each other. And this is about actually accessing these little muscles in the hips. And then take a breath in and feel that length up through the top of the body. And as you breathe out, come to a little twist to the right. And we'll take a few dynamic twists and then we'll stay. So breathe in back to the front. And breathe out, twist to the left. Using your abdominal organs and your eyes to move you. Breathe into the front. And breathe out to the right. Breathe into the front. And breathe out to the left. And this time, breathe into the front. And then as you breathe out to come to the right, let's stay for a few breaths and check a little bit what's going on. So possibly pushing into the fingers behind you is a little bit of a lever to lift the chest and length through the top of the head. And every exhale, you'll be finding a little bit more room to twist, not pushing, but just feeling your way. And now staying to breathe. Every inhalation is a lengthening and a finding space. Every exhalation is a little bit of exploration, maybe with your abdominal organs, your eyes. One more breath in. And then breathe out, come back to the center. Twisting feels good usually, quite refreshing. And take a breath in to find length. And then come round to the left on your breath out, pushing into those left fingers to give you that little bit of help, a little bit of lift up. And every breath in, find more length. And every breath out, find a little bit more room to twist round to the left. Every breath in, find more length. Every breath out, a little bit more of a twist. One more breath in. And breathing out. And then gently come back to the front. Take a moment to feel the body. And although we might come back to some of the part 1 series, we're now going to move on to part 2. This is all on the back. If you'd like to come onto your back with both knees into your chest and just feel the back of the body on the floor. So this is the anti-gastric sequence. That's really good for our digestion sequence. Have a little bit more of a rock around, feeling your thighs on your belly maybe. Feeling the skin of your lower back, your buttocks. And then holding onto your right knee only, take an inhale and on the exhale, slide the left leg away. Pushing through the heel. And take a full breath in. And gently on the breath out, lift your head towards your knee. So this is not about yanking the neck. Take a breath in when you're up here. And then breathe out. Release. This is one of the wind relieving poses. Take a breath in. And then breathe out. Ease your head and your knee towards each other. It's not about yanking or coming up strong. Take another breath in. And then breathe out. Come down. Take another breath in. Breathe out, come up. Take another breath in. And breathe out, release. And bend your left knee and take the foot on the floor. So we're going to do 3, but with the knee bent this time, the left knee bent. So breathing in, it's a little bit more room for movement maybe. And now breathe out, head to knee. What difference do you notice? Take a breath in. And breathe out, release. Take a breath in. Breathing out, head to knee. Take a breath in. And release. Last time, take a breath in. Breathe out, head to knee. Take a breath in. And release. And then bringing both knees together into the chest. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, hold onto the left knee as you slide the right leg away. Pushing through the heel. Squeezing the left leg in over the belly. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your head to the knee. Take a breath in when you're here. And then breathe out, gently relax, release. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Lift, trying to release in the shoulders and the neck. Take a breath in. And breathe out, release. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, lift your head to knee. Breathe in when you're up here. Breathe out, release. Try to release in the jaw. Really soft in the whole of the face. And bend up your right knee foot on the floor. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, head to knee. Take a breath in here. And breathe out, release. Take a breath in. Breathe out, head to knee. Take a breath in here. And breathe out, release. Take a breath in. Breathe out, head to knee. Breathe in when you're here. And then breathe out, release. And lift your right knee into your hands again. So you're coming into quite a tight little package now, and it may be that you hold onto your shins, maybe behind the knees. If you can, hold onto the sides of your feet and really hold yourself in now. And take a breath in, and on the breath out again, lift your head right up to your knees and squeeze in. And take a few breaths here, just squeezing into a little bit of a package. Don't hold your breath. Take a lovely breath in, and then breathing out. Release, and for a moment, sliding your feet away, feeling the whole body. And we'll come straight to the baby boat posture. It's also known as cup and saucer. So taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift your feet a little way off the floor, lift your head, arms by your sides. Maybe stay for 5 breaths in this baby boat. Noticing the engagement of your abdomen, trying to breathe freely. One more breath in, and very lightly releasing the whole body down. So you feel the warmth in your abdominal muscles now. We'll take a second and last version of that. We just come up a little bit higher, which incidentally you might find a bit easier. So take a breath in, and on the breath out, come up a little bit higher. Pushing through your heels, fingers are alive. And breathe. Try not to clench in the throat and the jaw. Feel it in the abdomen. Keep breathing, keep smiling. Keep breathing, keep smiling. Inhale. And then exhale very, very lightly. Release yourself down and allow the body to really let go on the floor. And then bringing your hands behind your head, bending up your knees so that your feet are on the floor, and we'll come into some very lazy twisting just to let go and release all the work you've just done, any tension that the boat inevitably creates. So take a full lazy breath in, excuse me, and as you exhale, drop your knees to the left as you look with your eyes to the right. You can pause a moment and then breathe in, bring your knees and your head back to neutral. And breathe out, drop your knees to the right, your eyes to the left. Super lazy twisting. And keep going in your rhythm. I would keep it quite slow and lazy. Just making sure, for the benefit of your spine, that your head goes in the opposite direction to your knees. And you're breathing space into the abdomen as you twist the spine gently. So it feels weird to me taking only parts of the sequences because I want to teach the full sequence because there's a logic to each one, but that way I won't be able to give you a taste of each in the time that we've got. From here, take the soles of your feet together and your arms down by your sides. So your knees are dropping out, and we'll take a few rounds of sunflower pose just because it's lovely. So you really need to press your heels together and the outside edges of your feet together as you're going to come into a little moving bridge. So on a breath in, push into your feet as you lift your arms. And you peel your spine and pelvis off the floor. You might hover for a moment, feeling the opening across the front of your pelvis. And then breathing out slowly, bone by bone, come down. Can you do 4 more in your own time? I'll stop talking and just do 4 more with you. You lift on the inhale, you come down on the exhale. Notice how it helps you breathe fully. Right up to the top of your lungs. On your last lift, maybe stay up for a few breaths to feel the opening of the body in a more static pose. If it doesn't suit your body or how you're feeling today, then keep moving or even just rest down on the floor. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Breathe space into the front of the pelvis, the belly. 1 more breath in, and then bone by bone, come all the way back down. Feeling the body now. Using your hands to gently bring your feet to the floor, your knees together. Bringing your knees in towards you. And having a little bit of a roll around. If you can roll from head to tail, that's fine. Otherwise, rolling over to the side, and we'll come up and meet in a seated position. For part of Pawanmuktasana 3, which is what we did yesterday, which is the energy block release sequence. So we come to sitting with our legs out in front of us, straight as spine as possible. We're coming to this rowing a boat movement. So imagine you've got your oar here. And you're going to breathe in and reach as far forwards as you can, and you breathe out and you pull to vertical and then to about 45 degrees. And then you breathe in and you reach, so good for the abdomen. Breathe out halfway, a little bit further back. And can you continue? If you need to bend your knees, then of course do. Please protect the lower back. So far, teaching online, I haven't had any complaints or concerns from anybody, but I'm absolutely conscious of how important it is on online yoga for each one of us to really take care of ourselves, really work within the limits of what's available. And that means really listening to any previous medical conditions. 1 more in this direction. And coming up to straight, and we'll reverse the direction. So you inhale to lean back, and you exhale to come forwards. Inhale to pull back, exhale to come forwards. Really feeling what's going on with the abdomen internally. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Energy block release. We're really going for it. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale. Lovely. And take a moment to feel the body, feel the warmth. Each one of these, of course, you could do with far more repetition than we're doing now. We're going to take the next one, which I think is definitely one of my favourites. This is where you take your feet as wide apart as possible. So you're really looking for opening down the inside of the legs. If you need to sit up on something, if you're really slumping, then do. And then we're going to churn butter. So you can take your hands as if you've got a stick for churning butter. And we start over at the left big toe, or as close towards it as you can come. And then you start circling over to the right. And then you pull back, really pull the abdomen back. You might even lean back quite a lot. And then keep circling as far forward, as far to the right and the left, as far back as works for you. So it's a really free, swinging movement. So it's fantastic in terms of giving our internal organs quite a massage, as well as getting quite a opening over the back body and quite a work of the abdominal core. Keep going a few more. Maybe feeling yourself moving from sitting bone to sitting bone, from heel to heel. And it's actually quite a nice work for the shoulders as well. And then let's reverse those circles. Let's start on the right, swing round over to the left and back, and keep going. Breathing. Just a couple more. Beautiful. And then notice how that feels. And then let's come to that squat. So yesterday I suggested that if you found squatting difficult, you could take your hands to the back of a chair. This is called praying mantis. So take a little bit of time to find your way in. It doesn't mean you have to come all the way down like me now. You bring the palms of your hands to your chest. If you can, you're pushing your upper arms against the inside of the knees and rooting down through your sitting bones. And then from here, interlacing your hands except for the forefingers. So this is called praying mantis, and then take a breath in. And we bring our feet to parallel and we salute. There's quite a squash on the abdomen. Breathing in, feet out, hands to the chest. Breathe out, salute. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. And then drop your hands to the floor. Take a breath. It's quite hot work. And then from here, can you take your feet a little bit further out and take your fingers to your big toes? And then begin to straighten up into a forward fold. So we actually start this in the forward fold. So feet are parallel, holding onto the toes, or if you can't reach your toes, hold onto your lower legs. You can also bend the knees. Take a breath in your forward fold, and then breathe out, come down to squat, knees and feet out. Take a breath in, feet to parallel, forward fold. Breath out, squat. Let's take 3 more. Breathing in. If breathing in there doesn't work for you, try reversing. Try breathing in the squat, breathing out, forward fold. I think that works better. Breathe into your squat. Breathe out, forward fold. And then staying in your forward fold a moment. And gently, gently rolling up for chopping wood. It's the last one of the sequence 3. So hands are sitting in that same Sukhasana mudra, 4 fingers are pointing up. Feet can be about a little bit more than hip distance apart. And breathing and reach up. This is your axe. And as you breathe out, you're going to chop. Take your arms out behind you. 4 more times. So liberating. Breathe in, really make a lot of noise here. 3 more, breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Last one, breathing in. Ooh, and then releasing the arms and gently standing up. Taking a moment to feel the body. Feel your energy. This whole sequence is about energy. Your levels of energy, the blockage, the freedom of energy. And then bring yourself to sitting down, please. And we will come back now to parts of sequence 1 that I think are a little bit more soothing. Absolutely fine to sit on a chair for this. So we're looking to root down through the sitting bones, relax and find space in the upper body. Wonderful. And taking your fingers to your shoulders, lifting your elbows out in front of you. And inhaling here as you open your hands out. And exhale as you bring your fingers back to your shoulders. Inhale, open. Exhale. Make it about the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Take your elbows out to the sides. Inhale here. Exhale. Really feel out to your fingertips. And then inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Make it about the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale back to your shoulders. Release the elbows. Take a moment. And then begin to draw little circles with your elbows. So we're just giving our shoulders a little bit of love because we've ignored them so far pretty much. And you know, you listen to your body now. Do you need these circles to be quite delicate, or do you feel like a little bit more expansive in your movement? So you really start to feel the shoulder blades on the back. Maybe your elbows even touch in the front, and you take the most big circles possible. Feeling all that crackling, all the tissues around the shoulder girdle. Wonderful. Slowing that down before we take those in the opposite direction. Little circles to begin with in the opposite direction. And beginning to make slightly bigger circles until maybe you come to the biggest circles possible, but it's not necessary to do that. It will depend on how you're feeling, and if you want to really stretch and squeeze your shoulder blades, a few more breaths. Wonderful, and then slow that down. Slow it down until you bring your hands to rest on your legs, and you take a moment to simply feel the body. And I think we'll take just one wrist exercise. We'll make fists. We'll just circle into our wrist joints, very slowly feeling into the wrists. You don't have to have your arms out straight, whatever works for you. Just feeling in. And you might be feeling a bit cranky, a bit tired. And then reversing the direction. Reversing the direction. And have a little shake of the hands, wrists, right the way through to the fingertips. And then resting your hands back down again. And come to the neck as the last part of our sequence. So take a full breath in, really feeling the lovely length of your neck, back of your neck. And then breathe out, bring your chin to your chest, very slow. And as you breathe in, lift your chin, maybe open your throat a little bit, don't fling your head back. And breathe out, come down. Take a couple more in your own time. Feeling the skin of your neck. If you wanted to, you could, with your chin up, you could open and close your mouth. Feel into the jaw, feel all that connection of the muscles of the neck. Taking one more full movement. And then bringing your head back to neutral. And breathing and lifting up your right arm. And exhale, take the right hand to the left ear and very gently ease your head over to the right. And you can move your head around a little bit here to find where you need the sensation to be. You might be looking down, you might be looking up. You might want to drop a little bit in that left shoulder. And take a couple of breaths, really feeling into the side of the left side of the neck. Don't be rough with yourself, be very loving, very soft. One more breath in. And then releasing the head on the breath out, dropping the hand. And breathing in, lifting the left arm up. Taking the hand to the right ear, very gently bringing the head over to the left. And again, find your sweet spot. Head back a little bit or forwards. Maybe dropping the right shoulder a bit to really breathe into the right side of the neck. Where do you need it? Breathe. One more inhale. And then release. Just for a moment before you come down into Shavasana, can you close your eyes and feel your body sitting here, either on the chair or on the floor? Being fully alert to the quality of your breath, to a sense of the space around you. And you could either sit here in a seated meditation or come down to lying in corpse pose, Shavasana, with your arms and legs out. And if you are leaving me now, I recommend you stay for between 5 and 10 minutes resting, observing, feeling, breathing. And if you're going to continue to the Hatha flow class, I'll see you